Let me ask you this. When you signed on to that letter as part of the group of 23, you were urging reform within the party. And democracy, internal democracy, is a key part of that reform. Now, we already know that Rahul Gandhi has said no to even contesting for or running for party president. You have strange statements from other party leaders. Mr. Kharge, I think, said we'll force him to be party president. And in the meantime, there is speculation that Ashok Gehlot is the man for the job. In other words, this is already pre-chosen, not really democratically chosen, if this is how it's going to go. Are you concerned about that?
Well, eventually, you will only have an election once you have an electoral roll in place. At this point in time, to the best of my knowledge, there is no electoral roll also which is public. So if I believe that the Congress Working Committee is supposed to meet virtually tomorrow to pin down a schedule. But I think a prerequisite to that schedule is having an electoral roll in the first place. I mean, people should know who the electors are. And then whosoever feels that he has it in him or she has it in him to actually fight that fight, they would have a fair chance of getting a shot. Let's not forget the fact, I recall, when I was first elected as a member of the AICC Barkha, way back in 1991 in Chandigarh, there were actually votes which were polled. PCC members actually polled votes, put them into a ballot box in order to elect us to the All India Congress Committee. I remember 1992 Tirupati also, where an election to the Congress Working Committee was held. It's another matter that Mr. Narasimha Rao later chose to scrap that election and nominate all the people who had got elected. I do remember 1997 also, when Sitaram Kesari was challenged by Rajesh Pilot and by Sharad Pawar. And I remember the election in Calcutta at the Calcutta session of the Congress, where people got elected to the working committee against the official panel, which was declared by the then President, Mr. Sitaram Kesari. And I also do remember the first election of Congress President, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, when Mr. Jitendra Prasad challenged her. So,
and I remember some of these elections as well, having been also of a certain vintage in journalism. My question is, when you see today the headlines about Mr. Ashok Gehlot, presently Chief Minister of Rajasthan, it sounds like this is now a predetermined choice for President, not an honest, open, transparent election. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that's why I said that the first prerequisite to any such process is to have an electoral roll, right, which lists out the electors in the public space. And how do you expect anybody to make up their mind whether he or she would like to fight when they do not even know what the composition of the electoral college is? When we go to fight a parliament election, right, there is an electoral roll already in the public space 3 or 4 months before that particular election takes place. Right? You do actually study that electoral roll, you draw up your strategy, and then you go into battle. So therefore, even to ask someone that, are you willing to contest? Would you take the plunge? Well, I do not even know who my electors are. So how do you expect me to really make up my mind one way or the other? Or for that matter, anybody else make up their mind one way or the other?
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.